If you've spent any time on the stranger side of the internet, you've probably scrolled past images like this. The rumor goes that somewhere in Africa, there is a cursed body of water that instantly turns any animal that touches it into a stone statue. This photograph shows the actual location behind the rumor. Deep in the Great Rift Valley of northern Tanzania lies Lake Natron. With shorelines rimmed in white salt and water the color of blood, it looks like a visceral wound torn into the Earth's surface. But the truth behind those viral photos has nothing to do with magic or supernatural curses. The animals found here fall victim to the strict, often violent laws of chemistry and physics. Imagine migrating through the punishing heat of the Great Rift Valley. You are a bird or a bat, flying at high speed, completely exhausted. On the horizon, you spot the shimmering outline of a vast, tranquil lake. You dive toward it, expecting a life-saving drink of water. Instead of finding relief, those animals collide with a fatal trap. In the natural world, a supposed oasis can actually evolve into a highly effective weapon. Ol Doinyo Lengai dominates the horizon, fueling the lake's toxicity from miles away. This highly active volcano, known as the Mountain of God, erupts a unique type of lava that is incredibly rich in sodium and potassium carbonates. When it rains, water washes those heavy minerals directly down the mountain slopes. The runoff flows straight into Lake Natron. And because the lake sits in a terminal basin, there are no physical outlets for the water to escape. Trapped in the basin, the water is subjected to the relentless equatorial sun. As the water evaporates, it leaves behind a highly concentrated, toxic mineral brine. This geological process creates a chemical cocktail dominated by a substance called natron, a natural blend of sodium carbonate and baking soda. The liquid becomes so alkaline that its pH routinely hits 10.5, making it nearly as caustic as household ammonia. The physical conditions here are brutal. The water feels oily to the touch. It can strip the ink off a film box in seconds. In the shallows, the temperature can reach 140 degrees Fahrenheit. It is a literal vat of boiling, corrosive fluids that will cause immediate, agonizing pain to even the smallest cut on exposed flesh. The basin sits at the mercy of the surrounding geography, collecting and concentrating the poisons gifted by the mountain looming above it. While the chemistry makes the water toxic, the extreme mineral density actually alters the surface tension of the lake. That physical change creates a devastating optical illusion. Look closely at this photograph. The water is so dense and perfectly still that it acts as a flawless mirror. Migratory birds flying at high speeds experience a glass door effect. Unable to distinguish the reflection of the sky from the sky itself, they fly straight down, crashing violently into the caustic brine. But they do not instantly turn to stone when they hit the water. Petrification is a myth. The real aftermath is much slower. The extremely high concentration of natron acts as a powerful preservative. It desiccates and calcifies the carcasses over time. The chemicals slowly mummify the birds, turning them into chalky gray husks, using the exact same mechanisms the ancient Egyptians used to preserve their dead. So how did we get those photos of stone birds perched perfectly on branches? In 2011, photographer Nick Brandt found these stiff, washed-up husks along the shoreline. For his art series, he physically picked them up and posed them on the branches to create the haunting illusion that they froze midlife. The supernatural aesthetic that made Lake Natron famous is the result of a natural mirror trap, chemical desiccation, and human staging. You might look at Lake Natron and see a completely hostile graveyard. Yet, against all biological logic, this corrosive wasteland functions as a crucial cradle for millions of living creatures. This is the primary breeding ground for the lesser flamingo. In fact, millions of them rely entirely on this specific, deadly lake to survive. The flamingos actively choose to build their nests on the fragile salt flats, right in the middle of the caustic brine. They use the boiling, corrosive water as a protective moat. Land-based predators simply cannot cross the lake without sustaining severe chemical burns, leaving the flamingo nests completely untouched. To pull this off, the birds have evolved incredibly tough, leathery skin on their legs. This biological armor prevents the 140-degree chemical water from burning their flesh. The lake also provides an unlimited food source. The flamingos feast on dense blomes of extremophile organisms, specifically red cyanobacteria, that are uniquely adapted to thrive in a pH of 10.5. This top-down photograph reveals the final irony of Lake Natron. That terrifying blood-red color that makes the lake look so ominous is actually caused entirely by the staggering density of those living, breathing cyanobacteria. The deep red hue reflects a thriving, extreme ecosystem. Lake Natron serves as a definitive example of natural duality, a landscape where the same harsh chemistry that preserves the dead provides the only sanctuary for the living.